Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very special episode of Skull Talk. Tonight, I'll be answering people's questions and giving you an answer to those questions. Throughout the day, people have sent me questions they would like to ask Skull, myself. And before that, I want to give a very special birthday shout out to a young fan by the name of Mia, who happened to turn 6 years old today. Mia, you are a very loyal fan and a fan that who support wrestling because all wrestling matters. So let me bring on answer my very first question from a fan named Rebecca. She asked me, what was my biggest failure when it came to wrestling? My biggest failure when it came to wrestling was trusting in a company when I first started and not knowing if it was the right fit or not for me. So, thank you, Rebecca, from the state of California. And my second question comes from another person out of California by the name of Deanna. Her question is, how did I get into wrestling? Well, let me tell you, Deanna, I've been a fan of wrestling since my childhood. I remember watching with my cousin the old WWF days, going to wrestling shows, and falling in love with it. And the third question comes from another fan by the name of Vicky from New York City. She asked me, how did I get involved with Valley Wrestling Connection? Well, Deanna, I meant Vicky, sorry about that, was I decided to go attend one of their local shows. Happened to be in a town near me, Paris, California, which it happened to be about not even half an hour drive away. And I started watching their show, liking what they did. And at the time, I was a student at a particular wrestling school, which I will not name. And I noticed one of my trainers by the name of Honor John, who happened to be a wrestler for Valley Wrestling Connection. And John knew my ethic, what my purpose when it came to wrestling. So he invited me to the next coming show. And I started volunteering as a volunteer, hoping to set up the chair, set up the ring, the barricade. And sooner or later, I didn't even know after the show, Honor John had put in a word to a guy named Enoch the Vegan, who happened to be in charge of talent relation. And he noticed the same thing because Enoch the Vegan happened to be Honor John's manager. And Enoch said, hey, man, I like what this guy's doing. And I end up getting a phone call from a guy named Mr. James, who happened to own Value Wrestling Connections, and said, hey, man, how would you like to work for me as a ring crew assistant? I said, sure, because it's been my passion to work for a wrestling company. So I've been there for nearly almost a year now. April of 2024 will mark my 1-year anniversary working for this company. And this question comes from Peggy out of Tested. Her question was, what do you like better as a wrestler, being a heel or a face? Well, I can't really give explanation because I've been a heel the majority of the time of my wrestling career as a backyard wrestler. And I noticed as being a heel, yes, you get a lot of fans that boo you, like to clown on you. But if you think about it, in reality, being a heel in a professional wrestling company, you get more airtime than a babyface. The cards go higher for you. And if anybody else has any questions, please post a question in a comment down below, and I may answer your question. And this one comes from Danny out of Montana. Ooh, what a boring state, what I will call it. His question is, what are some of the big names you have worked with, such as being a crew member, been able to train with? Well, let me tell you, I have the privilege to work with wrestlers such as Chavo Guerrero, Brian Kendrick, Paul London, who else? Rikishi, former NXT superstar Clay Jack, Bego del Sol, who happened to be a former AEW superstar. And less than a month ago, I got to work with a certified G in the more. So I got to work with a couple of famous wrestlers, and I even got to work with a celebrity from the Lake Elsinore Storm baseball team, and a legend in her right from the TV show Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, April Horn. And let me go get you some more questions. This comes from a guy named Kevin from the great state of Texas. He said, he asked me what promotion I would love to work with in the near future. I would love to work with promotion like SWF, that is based out of New Jersey, Pro Wrestling Venom. Hopefully someday I'll work with WWE or even AEW. But promotion I had worked for is such as Value Wrestling Connection, Relentless Pro Wrestling, Compton Mania, K-Bay Academy Wrestling, SoCal Pro, Empire Wrestling Federation, West Coast, Balor Pro Wrestling. What else? I got to work with NFT. Let's see what other. There's so many companies I got to work with. Even WCE out of the state of Wisconsin. I got to work with guys from Iowa, IMF, which I am planning on going to in August for the very first time. And I got to work with guys from Triple W, which I'll be appearing this May against Drake Silverwolf, the Big Bad Wolf, Austin, Adana Pasolio. And I'll see you in the chat, Pasolio. Thanks for watching. Many other talents. And this other question comes from Big Dog number 7. He asked me a very good question. What do I think of the Tyler R show? I didn't even know Big Dog 7 watched the Tyler R show. What my thought is about Tyler R show, ever since I've been on it, had it appeared on it, it seemed like his Wi-Fi service and internet connections always seem to be bad. And he can never keep his emotion in check. That it turned to almost like a Jerry Springer show. I hate to say. So hopefully you can get your internet service better. Stop going off a strip. And please do me a favor. Leave Timberwolf's show alone. Leave the Pasolio effect alone. Because they are great shows. They do get views. But I'm sorry to have to break it to you, Mr. Tyler Art. If you did not have the issues you have with your show, you will have more views, more fans, better guests, like myself, when I brought Tarek on my show. So let's go to the next question, because I want to get off that topic. This one comes from Jeff out of North Carolina. His question was, who had been my biggest supporter in my wrestling career? That is a very interesting and intriguing question, because when I thought I was done with wrestling back in 2008, I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. And one day I happened to pop on YouTube, and I found this guy by the name of Tom Bray, the host of SportsWire Radio, the #1 radio show around the world. If it wasn't for Tom Bray, I would have never had been able to lace up my boots once again. I wouldn't have been able to have the opportunity to work with the promotion I've been working with lately. I wouldn't have been able to get back in a wrestling ring, such as WCE, Triple W, what's the other one? TVW, which I'll be appearing on March 8th. And even this company just starting up called GSH, when they do a crossover show with Pro Wrestling Venom in Los Angeles, California, after I get done with Backyard Brawl in May. And another question comes from Tim of Florida. He said, asked me this question: what was it like facing Craven Rage at Showdown in his yard last July when you made your return to the ring? It was an honor that Craven gave me the opportunity to face him, even knowing I had to go through 4 other men just to get that opportunity to face Craven. And yeah, I did end up on the losing side when it came to facing Craven. But Craven taught me something, that I needed to step up my game more, get more training. So hopefully sooner or later, I can make my return to WCE. But in due time, I'll be keeping an eye on that company. So, anybody else have any question to ask? Such as the Boogeyman Omen Black from IMF, Adonis Pasolio, who I'll be seeing in May from Triple W. Good evening, Omen Black, who happens to pop on a few minutes ago. We have Mr. Pasolio, and Silverwolf. I know you're probably watching this. I'll be seeing you at Backyard Brawl. But keep on your training, because reckoning is coming. You wanted that hardcore match for my hardcore title. The question is, are you ready for the challenge? Are you willing to bleed like you've never done before? Those are the questions that you should be asking yourself. And if you guys are not doing nothing next weekend, on March 3rd at 7 p.m., please tune into Force Wire Radio for a very special edition involving skulls. What will go down? What will happen? And I just got another question from a guy named James out of the state of Washington. His question is, what is the wildest thing you ever experienced in wrestling? That is a very good, interesting question. That question is, and the answer to that question is, the weirdest thing I have seen in wrestling is, as a ring crew, is a wrestling event at somebody's wedding, who happened to be a good friend of mine and mentor, Mr. Bovey, who had married his lovely wife, Brittany. I have got to work with Bovey over the last several months. Got to know him. And Bovey is a very unique individual because when his wife is lurking around, there's always seems to be the power of love in the air. And this has come from Omen. He said, I may be broken right now, but I am not dead yet. Yes, if you guys have missed the last weekend event of IMF King at the Center, unfortunately, Omen did suffer an injury in his hardcore match. So, Omen Black, I hope you get a speedy recovery because I know next month you guys got a show coming up. And I would love to see you back in action once again and reclaiming what rightfully your championship. And I hope your Foundation brother go to war with those three little punk who decided to jump you after your match. That your Foundation happened to get involved. Oh, sorry about that, gentlemen. I have somebody that wants to come on and enlighten the fans. So keep supporting IMF Wrestling. Keep supporting Triple W, WCE, DKW, and keep supporting my man, Tom Bright of the Sportswire Radio, because without Tom Bright, we would not be who we are today. And I have a very special guest from IMF.
Skulls.
Welcome to Boogeyman himself of the Midwest, Omen fucking Black. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, I'm in pain, but I'm still here alive.
Yeah, I saw that match, and you took quite of a beating by those scumbags who decided to jump you after your match.
Yeah, those pieces of shit, the Hellhounds, Uric and Ox McCoy, and that son of a bitch, Damian Saint. See, beating me wasn't good enough for Damian Saint and the Hellhounds. No. They had to viciously attack me and now caused me to be out of commission. They caused a trochlea fracture in the elbow. And now I have to sit out for 6 to 8 weeks, maybe even longer, depending on how healing goes. I can't move my arm at all.
I hope you have a speedy recovery. And my question asks you, Mr. Omen Black, are we going to see a war between the Hounds and the Foundation? Because I know the Foundation are not too happy what they did to you. So are we going to be seeing a war coming up at the next event that you guys are planning?
See, the thing is, King of the Center was not our night, but yet, then again, it was. Let's talk about the pros for a second. Soldier GP retained his World Heavyweight title.
That is true. He did retain his title.
Dark Kron and Matthew Forsaken from the Foundation became the new IMF Tag Team Champions.
And I want to congratulate him on that.
And Sean Jovi, he went through 3 different men in that tournament, defending his Interstate Openweight WCE title. He became the King of the Center, the first ever IMF King of the Center. But now let's talk about the cons of what happened at King of the Center. As you can tell, I lost my match. I got taken out. I got viciously attacked. And now let's go back to Sean Jovi. Look what happened to him after his match from that son of a bitch, slimy weasel, Craven Rage. He had to cash in his WCE contract to get the interstate title away from Jovi. He didn't let Jovi celebrate. Let him have time to celebrate what he just done. Right after that match was done, here comes Craven and Ox McCoy taking Jovi out. Now,
They didn't even let that man have some dignity to celebrate with the fan. So the reason why he's a Raw star.
Now, I don't know if Craven Rage is siding with the Hellhounds and Damian Saint. I don't know. Because Ox McCoy was out there helping Craven. Distracted him. Distracted Jovi for Craven. But all I can say is...
Who knows if Ox McCoy is recruiting new members to take out the Foundation? Because that's what it looks like they've been doing. It looks like they already started a jump by making their group stronger, but at the end of the day, the Foundation is a stronger empire. And if Oz McCoy doesn't realize that, he must be too stupid.
See, I know what you did there. I'm too much for pain to even do. I don't know. It doesn't feel right now to even follow up what I'm supposed to say after that. See, and then you know what? Me sitting at home in bed in pain, I had time to look back at what's been said on Silverwolf show. And even the slimy weasel himself, Tyler Ark, had to say something about me having an injured arm. He just better hope I don't run into him in WC.
Or even show up in May at Backyard Brawl. Because it seemed like once he found out that you were coming, or even if you show up, he's trying to wheedle his way out of everything. And he think he's going to be a good idea to interfere in the match between Skull and Silverwolf for the Hardcore Championship.
You know, I don't like Silverwolf, but I'll give him this. He had the respect enough not to mention or talk shit about me having a basically dead arm right now. I can't move it worth a damn. It's casted up, slinged up, everything. But at least Silverwolf didn't have the disrespect to mention it. Unlike Tyler Ark. But then instantly shoved his foot right down his fucking mouth and started saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, Omen." But no, right before that, you were talking shit about my arm.
And he wondered why nobody wants to be on his show. And why his show is the #1 suckiest show probably on YouTube.
You see, I was joking back when I was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna show up to Backyard Brawl," but now Tyler Ark has made it damn sure that I'm gonna show
Personal.
up. I'm gonna show up to Backyard Brawl. And hell, if I'm cleared to wrestle, I'll bring my gear. But
See,
most likely I'm not gonna wrestle. I'm just gonna attack him and leave.
like I try to warn Tyler Ork, don't poke the boogeyman. Because you're not going to like what becomes behind that dark light.
It's just, I wish he was here.
Apparently, Tyler Ork is banned from the show due to his stupidity by exposing Talon's real name and not being able to keep his motion in check.
He's suspended.
He is banned from the Skull Talk Live. And soon to be banned from, I heard, from the Wolfpack Hour.
Huh. Is he banned on here?
He's banned on my talk show because of his, how to say it, his unnecessary choice of words.
Well, I just wanted to come in here. This is the first time I've spoken on anywhere after my injury. So
And I appreciate you taking time out of your recovery schedule because I know you are dying to get back in that ring and take what's rightfully yours.
I've been asked by Soldier and Dirty Donnie, because as you can see at the end of the match, they also attacked Dirty Donnie for no reason. For no reason.
And who was that Nun Foundation member who happened to jump in the ring? And you're like, who the fuck are you doing in this? You're not part of the foundation. Who was that?
Oh, that's our United States champion, Mephisto. I think he's not all the way up there in the brain department because clearly he's too stupid to try to join the foundation at a time like that. But, now I hear the next show, the main event's going to be a 6-man tag. Dirty Donnie, Soldier GP, and someone else in the foundation. Hell, maybe even Jovi, because I can't wrestle. Versus Damian Saint, Uric, Ox McCoy, the Hellhounds.
Now I bet that match will be enlightening. So make sure you guys purchase a ticket to that show when they go on sale.
I can't be part of it. Doctor won't clear me. Hell, my wife won't clear me to wrestle. But I just hope
You might
the
even just
foundation.
happen to sit at the commentary table.
No, because that would make me want to wrestle.
It'll kind of give you the itch.
Watching them defend my honor, I'll get in that ring. I'll just attack Damian Saint. This is all around him. See, he wants to call himself the Indie Star, but you see, he had to have help to take me out. So who really fears who?
That'd be a good. That is actually a pretty good question. So, Oscar McCoy, I hope you understand what you have presented yourself, because one Omen Black is medically clear. I believe he's going to be gunning for you,
I couldn't
but
care
you don't
less
know
about.
which side he'll be coming from.
I don't care about Ox McCoy and Uric. It's all about Damien. Damien's in the center of this picture.
And the same thing goes for Damien. Damien, you got a target on your back now. So if I were you, I would grow a set of eyeballs behind your head, because you never know who's going to be wanting to rip your head off for what you did.
You know, I get my rematch for my hardcore title, but I'm going to keep that in my back pocket for now.
Because he's probably going to wait until the right time to cash in that rematch clause.
Hell,
Who knows? He might cash it in at Summer Bash. Or he might, unfortunately, if he gets medically clear, at the luck, and he's feeling lucky, he might catch it in March. You never know.
I can't do March. I can't wrestle. But you know what?
But if you were able to get medically clear,
There's
if you were able to,
there's a show in IMF that really resembles what I want to do. See, I don't want to scare Damien. I want him to know what kind of shit he's really got himself into. See, there's a show very popular with IMF and IMF fans, and maybe that's the place to do it, at IMF Rage in the Cage.
and when is that supposed to take event?
Sometime soon.
Sometime soon. Because I don't know if you have heard, I am planning on making a trip to IMF in August. I haven't gotten the approval to travel to Iowa to be at a IMF show.
You know what? I think Rage in the Cage just sounds better. You know why? Because I won't be locked in the cage with Damien. He has to be locked in there with me. That's the best type of revenge.
Where he had nowhere to escape, nowhere to run,
And it's a
except for
hardcore. It's for
take
the
you
hardcore title.
head on.
It's for the hardcore title. So let's make it interesting. The cage will be wrapped in barbed wire.
Ooh, ooh. Taking something out of SPW playbook.
I just hope you know what you got yourself into, Damien. Because when I'm cleared, I'm coming for your fucking head.
So that was Omen Blast. Shot fired. So let's get back into more question. They come from Mr. Basilio himself from Wisconsin, basically out of a town called Racine. He asked me, how ready am I for Backyard Brawl? Well, let me put it this way, Mr. Basilio. Ticket check. Gear check. Hotel check. Weapon check. Does that seem ready enough for Backyard Brawl? And he asked another question what epic moment will turn out to be at Backyard Brawl? I don't want to have to spoil it for the fans out there, but make sure you tune to Triple W May 4. And he also wants to address the board member to be watching very, very closely, Mr. Title Arc, because a lot of people are not happy with your action lately. And I got some more questions. This comes from Bruce. What is something that the fans do not know about you? That is something I couldn't like. Some of my fans do not know I actually had been in a music video with Bruce called Falling in Love by Benji Phonics that we did about a year ago. And I also been in another video called Nothing More Than Light by Conspiracy of Thought back in my high school days. And another thing a lot of people don't know, I'm actually half deaf in both of my ears. So when it comes to wrestling, I had to learn to adapt to the sound of my opponent. And another one comes from Mr. Pasolio. He said, Mr. Black, if you accepted, you are invited to be the special guest on May 4th at Backyard Brawl. And the offer is on the table. So, Owen Black, it's your choice. And who knows? Craven Rage might show up. Because he happens to live a few towns away from where Backyard Brawl is being held at. I just got breaking news from Omen Black, the Boogeyman. He will be there. So, to the Ark, if I were you, I would go find yourself a Holy Bible and start saying your prayers, because a Boogeyman is coming for you. Ooh. And you guys may not know, Omen Black is actually a Hall of Famer of the Sports Wire Radio. And it will be a pleasure to join him on March 3rd into that Hall of Fame as well. And I have some more questions popping in. This one is from you have a weird name. Anyone that can't pronounce your name, from the UK. Would you ever love to travel across the ocean to attend or even wrestle for promotion out this way. I would love to. But first, before I even plan on traveling overseas, I would like to get my name out here in the US first, bigger. Because I got Canada right above me and I got Mexico, even though there may be a language barrier because I do not speak Spanish. But the future may be possible. So who knows? Let me ask a few more questions. Please, people, keep bringing the comments in, the messages. Okay, I got another one from. Oh wow, this is actually a guy I happened to call out a while back, but unfortunately, we'll never be able to face each other. Wayne. Wayne asked me if I was able to face him, what match would I love to have with him? Well, Wayne, I know you're very specialized in one particular type of match, which I'm happy to test out. You are very specialized in table matches. So if I was able to face you, I would like to challenge you at your game. A table match. But I know you can't wrestle anymore. You are wheelchair bound due to a injury that you suffered over 2 years ago, where you happened to take a power bomb off the top turnbuckle, and the guy who was delivering the power bomb happened to cut the table short, and where your neck had landed an awkwardly way. So you will always be a true wrestler when it comes to table. So, are there any more people want to ask me questions on the prize? Silver Wolf doesn't have a question to ask. I'm Luke Cannon. So, oh, okay, I just got another question from a guy out here in California. Go where we can find you at, such as events that are coming up. Well, March 8th in Warner Spring, California, I'll be attending and working as a referee at the very first TVW Total Violent Wrestling Show. Tickets are still available, and I believe the VIP session is sold out. So, if you guys want to order tickets, go to Total Violent Wrestling on Eventbrite and purchase your ticket. Because this is a show you do not want to miss. Because they'll be featuring talent such as Bowie, Hickett, Tarek, the Crazy Clown, Dirty Ron McDonald, JD Hoare, and many other talent. And after that show, I'll be heading to, on March 18th, I believe, to Marietta, California, to be a special ringside guest at West Coast Wrestling Invincible 4, where there'll be so much action going on, and we will hear the word from James Stafford on what his future holds for him. So, go to westcoastwrestling.com and order your ticket, because you will not want to miss this. And who knows if Vito Bartelli even shows up. Because you remember last time when we did a show in Hemet that I was at, Vito Bartelli showed up where he nearly got arrested. He may be fired, but who knows? So make sure you guys get your ticket. And after that, just about a few days later, I'll be heading to Cal State San Bernardino in San Bernardino, California, to make a surprise appearance with EWF. I will not be wrestling, but I'll be watching what goes on, because some of my friends that I had the privilege to work with will be there. And March 30th, I'll be going up towards Anaheim area for a very special event with Bowie and Brittany, the power couple, to a very special event. What other wrestlers will show up? And what's cool about the event, it's free. And if you want information on that event, you can find all that information on Skull's Facebook page. Then after that, it comes to April 14th. I'll be heading to Los Angeles, California, to be a special ringside guest at FPW event. Something for Blood, I believe what the event's called. Tickets are still available, but tickets are selling very fast. So, go to spw.com and order your ticket because SPW is one of the most violent shows I ever attended. So who else might even be on the card? Because the card has not been fully announced yet. So those are some of the events I'll be at. So hopefully I'll get what I want. And that is the beating I want to give to Mr. Silverwolf at Backyard Brawl. Because it seems like he really wants my championship opportunity. But like I said before, Mr. Silverwolf, you haven't experienced stepping in the ring with me when it comes to that hardcore championship. So May 4th, I will see you. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And every week, every Friday will be an episode of Gold Talk. But unfortunately, next Friday, Gold Talk had been rescheduled for Monday. Same time, 6 p.m. on the same channel. We'll be talking about what happened on SportsWire Radio the night before, what happened to be May 3rd. So make sure you tune on May 3rd to SportsWire Radio and May 4th on Skull Talk. So hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.